駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
I woke up to the sun shining into my room. I yawned and... Oh, that was a yawn. I yawned and looked around my room. My cup of soda was still where I'd left it. I wonder if she made it home all right. We were up until midnight talking about this and that, which was around the time I told her to go home. We tossed around ideas for hours, but we didn't come up with anything noteworthy. I guess we did talk about a lot of irrelevant things. We talked about manga, or how interesting a specific YouTuber was, and other such topics. I was surprised by how much I'd learned about her. Okay, I'd better clean up. That was when I looked off to my side and froze.
おはようございます。
Uh-huh. Hello. Didn't expect to see you here.
7時？先輩起きるの早いっすね。
Hey, why are you here? I could have sworn she left last night and had gone so far as to see her off from the front door. More importantly, what's with that outfit? Kika was wearing a thin negligee.
ああ、自分これじゃないと眠れないんで。
Uh-huh. I see. Well, not much you can do about that. Wait, this is bad. Hurry and get out.
いや、自分まだ眠いっす。
Yeah, but you're gonna blackmail him more if Ritsu catches you in his room.
先輩は起きていいんで、自分はもうちょい寝るっすね。
Kika tried to crawl back under my covers. You can't. Heck, that's my futon.
先輩の匂いがするっす。
Stop! Don't smell it! I somehow convinced her to change it to something more appropriate and escorted her to the living room. I'm already exhausted. Well, that's what happens when you wake up at 7.
先輩に叩き起こされちゃいました。てへ?
Don't think I'll let you off the hook because you're making a cute face at me. How did you break into my room?
それはこう、スイーッと。
Like, what, through the window? That doesn't explain anything!
それより、後輩と一夜を共にした感想は?
I was out cold, so I didn't notice.
つまんないっすね。
And besides, I already went through the other two underclassmen. You're no different.
まあ本当は先輩が寝てるうちに退散しようと思ってたんすけどね。
You were going to sneak in, sleep in my bed with me, and then try to sneak back out before I noticed.
その通りっす。
That makes you a pervert, to say the least.
なんすか、人の趣味にケチつけないでくださいよ。
You not realize you committed the crime? It's never stopped her before. So sneaking into your room and sleeping in your bed is what you consider a crime, but the stalking, the slave stuff, I don't know what you'd call it. The breaking and entering, the trespassing, none of that is considered a crime. I legitimately couldn't understand her value system.
朝から騒がしいなあ。りっちゃん、おはようございます。きっこちゃん、来てたんだ。昨日はありがとね。体調はどうすか？もう全然大丈夫。元気になったよ。それはよかったっす。きっかちゃんに迷惑かけちゃったね。全然平気っすよ。ゆう先輩と遊んでただけなんで。
That's how you would describe it?
きっかちゃんってお兄ちゃんと仲いいよね。 最近ずっと一緒にいるし。そうなんす。先輩が話してくれないんすよ。
You're the one following me everywhere. I mean, yeah, you literally said you're stalking him.
はい、出た照れ隠し。先輩ってば、照れ屋さんっすね。
I'm seriously gonna give you hell one of these times.
お兄ちゃん嬉しそう。
Not at all, Ritsu. Her teasing bugs me to no end.
でもお兄ちゃん、奨学金とかで思い詰めてた頃と比べたらすごく明るくなってる。ようやく心配の種が一つ消えたなって安心してるんだよ。
I see. I'm sorry I worried you. Things had been awfully rowdy around here since I got involved with Kika.
あとは、お兄ちゃんが前向きに青春してくれたらな。早く恋人でも作ればいいのにね。
If I feel like it, sure. Also, don't be like Kika, alright?
ところで、りっちゃんに聞きたいんすけど、りっちゃんは、ゆう先輩を他の女の子に取られてもいいんすか？どうしたの突然。ゆう先輩にかなり思い入れがあるみたいなんで、気があるのかなーって。ゆう先輩と恋人になりたいって思わないんすか？それは。
Listen, Kika, alright? Ritsu was already my girlfriend. Alright, that was last round. I don't need her to be my girlfriend again. Listen, Kika, Ritsu's my sister and I'm her brother. Just because we're not blood related, and by the way, you wouldn't know that, doesn't mean we should be together. Again. Which you don't know that about. Of course, we're close, and it's only natural for us to worry about each other. That's all there is to it.
まあ、お兄ちゃんがこんな感じだしね。私はお兄ちゃんが楽しく青春してくれるなら、それでいいって思ってるよ。そうっすか。だから、お兄ちゃんが欲しいなら、キッカちゃんも遠慮しないでね。よっす、いただくっす。
Hey, Ritsu, don't just sign off on that.
だ、お兄ちゃんなんて持って遊ばれちゃい。
What do you mean by that? I can't believe my little sister abandoned me. Well then, I wonder where we should go first.
八百屋でいいんじゃないすか？
I headed downtown with Kika. Sorry to have you tag along while I go shopping too.
いいんすよ。それにまだ次回のイベント内容が決まってないんで。
We ended up talking about a bunch of stupid stuff yesterday.
夏休みに夜更かしして無駄話、いいじゃないすか。これもまた青春ってやつっすよ。
Is that what you'd call it? I grinned as we headed to the greengrocer. Man, we really need to figure all of this out, or Hibiki's gonna be pissed.
そうっすね。何にしますかね。
Oh, yeah, tomorrow's the summer festival. You should, you know, the one held by the shrine up in the mountain.
ああ、玉浦神社でやる玉浦祭りのことっすか。
What if we all go to the festival together?
それ自分も考えたんすよね。で
Finally,
もギリギリまで提案しないでおこうと思って。
finally, a good idea came out of Yu's mouth. Why is that?
みんなでワイワイお祭りに参加ってのもいいんすけどね。やっぱカップルで行って楽しみたいじゃないっすか。好きな子と初めてのお祭り、暗い中二人で見上げる花火で照らされる彼女の顔を見て胸をときめかせる。かーもう最高じゃないっすか。
Yeah, I bet it would be for anyone with a partner.
それっす。
Kika pushed the finger in my direction.
だから先輩には早いうちに彼女を作ってほしかったんすよ。
Well, there's a bit of a problem here, Kika. See, if you wants a girlfriend, he kind of has to hang out with a girl. And considering the fact that you don't want to be his girlfriend, and by don't want to be his girlfriend, I mean you don't see yourself as a good candidate to be his girlfriend, you're kind of hogging all of the attention for yourself instead of letting any other girl hang out with you. So like, all I'm saying is, It's your fault if he doesn't find a girlfriend. And it's definitely not because this is her route.
もし先輩に彼女がいたら雰囲気盛り上げて夏祭りで一気にセックスできるように段取りしたのに。
I already did that. I already did that with Hibiki, alright? I don't need to do it again. I appreciate the sentiment, but you're meddling too much.
その道先輩がグズグズしてたせいでもう間に合わないっす。計画は台無しっすね。どうしてくれるんすか？
Don't get mad at me. How is this my fault? Besides, I can't just force a girlfriend into existence. Except that Kika will become your girlfriend by default, so you don't really have to force it.
そうなんすよね。うまくいかないっす。
So, are you against going to the summer festival with the others?
いえ、ありで。みんなで夏祭りに行きましょう。どうせもう先輩の夏祭り童貞卒業プランは実現不可能なんで。
Like I said, already did that. Wasn't fun. Especially since the person he did that with was Hibiki, and then she decides to blab about it the day after to the rest of the group. Did you really need to call it that?
がっかりっす。とにかくこれで次回の青春イベントの内容は決まったっすね。
Yeah, I'll fill everyone in later.
いっす。あ、ちょっと寄り道いいっすか？
Kika must have spotted something and rushed over to a shop window. A travel pamphlet.
そうっす。これ集めるの趣味なんすよ。
She was picking out travel brochures one by one from the display lined up in front of the travel agency.
見てくださいよこれ。セブ島っすよ。
Kika showed me a photo of a pristine blue ocean and white sand, the quintessential southern beach. Where's Cebu Island again?
フィリピンっすね。海が超綺麗でジンベエザメのウォッチングとかできるんすよ。砂浜から張り出した海上コテージとか全女子の憧れっす。いいなぁ、行きたいなぁ。
Go there to do what? Diving or something?
ダイビングもいいっすね。まあ最初は観光地を巡って写真を撮りまくるっす。そしてイニスタに投稿。
Ah, so that's what you were after.
いや、もちろん彼氏と一緒に行ってハッピーな旅行を楽しむのがメインっすよ。イニスタはその合間にやるっす。
You say that, but you don't have a boyfriend.
そうなんすよ。ってなんで知ってるんすか？
You come to see me nearly every day. If you had a boyfriend, you wouldn't be following me around all the time.
そりゃそうっすね。
Well, even without a boyfriend, I suppose you have the option of going with your family instead.
いないっす。
Huh?
自分もう家族はいないんすよ。
Anymore? What does that mean?
交通事故でみんな死んじゃったんす。両親も弟も妹もみんな。自分もみんなと同じ車に乗ってたんすけどね。なぜか自分だけ生き残っちゃいました。
Kika smiled derisively at herself. I'm sorry, I made you remember that.
もうずいぶん昔のことっすよ。悲しいのは通り過ぎたっす。先輩が気に病むことないっすよ。
She collected all of the pamphlets together and looked up at the sky.
小さい頃はよく家族と一緒に旅行に行ってました。すっげー楽しかったっす。だからっすかね。自分旅行が好きなんすよ。世界中に出かけて行っていろいろなことを体験してみたいんす。美味しいもの食べたり、珍しいものを見たり、綺麗なものに触れたりして、写真撮ってインスタにアップする。そうやってキラキラしたものを集めて残したいんす。それが自分の夢だったんすよ。
She wanted to collect things that sparkled. Kika's eyes too sparkled brightly as she spoke. I hope that dream comes true.
そうっすね。 でも、いろいろと難しいっすね。
Really?
だって自分、彼氏がいないじゃないっすか。一人で旅しても虚しいだけっす。
Kika stared at the closed travel pamphlets. Her profile seemed rather lonesome. Well then, I'll go with you.
Huh?
I'm not your boyfriend, but maybe you could go on a trip with your slave instead. I hate that he's calling himself that, especially during this sort of scene. Listen, I know you're trying to lighten the mood, but I don't think you should be using the word slave to do that. What?
いえ、なんでもないっす。先輩、ありがとうございます。自分のこと励まそうとしてくれたんすよね。先輩のそういうとこ好きっすよ。
Yeah. Hearing her say she liked me strangely made my heart race.
先輩と旅するのもなかなか面白そうっすね。うん。いつか行ってみたいっす。先輩はどんなとこに行ってみたいっすか？
Good question. With that, we had a spirited conversation about possible travel destinations while we shopped.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
Bro, why?
青春部の皆さん、戦場へようこそ。
Why are the best routes from the fucking side characters? I mean, look, I guess it's a bit too early to call Kika's route one of the best, right? But, like, you know, let's not go with best. Let's go with why are the most emotional, hard-hitting routes, the side character routes, right? And look, I know if you go on VDB, Kika and Ritsu aren't listed as side characters, they're counted as main characters, but the fact that you have to do other characters' routes to get theirs, and not only that, they don't have extra scenes like the main four do, right? Means that they are side characters. And, I mean, there was also that joke in Ritsu's route where Kika called her and Ritsu side characters, but, you know, that's a fourth wall thing.
夏といえばお祭り、お祭りといえば青春。そして青春といえば我々のフロントラインっす。そうっすよね、小日向先輩。
もちろんよ。夏祭りは青春部にとって外せない最高の舞台ね。
Lots of stalls were set up in rows on the shrine grounds, and we could hear voices from all directions. Regardless of how I felt about it, the lively atmosphere put me in high spirits.
それじゃあみんなで回るっすよ。
私は焼きとうもろこしとリンゴ飴が食べたい。あとはたこ焼きと焼きそば、フランクフルトにイカ焼きにクレープも。
Wait, are we supposed to follow you the whole time?
じゃあどうするのよ。
Well, you're not the leader, alright? Why don't we try asking everyone where they would like to go first?
先輩、そりゃ無粋ってものでしょ。
そうよ。そんなめんどくさいことしてられないわ。行きたいところはそれぞれ自己申告。みんなでついていく。それでいいじゃない。
当の響のテンションに付き合ってあげてよ。
I guess so. The summer festival was special. It was special to Hibiki, though, so it was to be expected.
あ、じゃあ俺は豚串が食いたい。
私は綿菓子が食べたいです。あ、私も。しおりちゃんも綿菓子食べるよね。はい、リツが言うのなら。いいっすね。順番に全部行きましょう。
Alright, the candy apple stand is right over there, so that's where we will start.
やったー。ゆう、ほら早く行くわよ。
I get it. Hibiki dragged us along as we headed toward the candy apple stall. After making a general trip around the festival, we split into 2 or 3 groups and headed wherever we wanted to go.
先輩
Kika, who had been resting off at the edge of the shrine grounds, had come back.
先輩、一人っすか
I was walking around with Shinji till just a second ago. He seemed to be having a good time talking to an elderly couple he met when he was in the volunteer collective, and so I made a break for it. What about you? Weren't you with Ritsu and Haragi?
ええ、途中まで。お好み焼きの列に並んでたらはぐれちゃったんで。まあ、いっかなと思って一人で適当に回ってたっす。
It looks like we both got separated from our groups. Yeah, what a coincidence. Who would have guessed that Kika and you would have to form a group through unintentional means? I figured I guessed the first half. I didn't know how they would lead to doing this, but yeah. What are you up to now? Want to meet up with the others?
せっかく二人きりになれたんすよ。
Yeah, but like what why would spending alone time together now compared to other times be so different? I mean, I get we're at a festival, but like, can't you enjoy that stuff with the rest of them too?
ムードを高めて草むらに連れ込むとかしましょう。
And besides, you want you to get a girlfriend, and you don't include yourself on that list. So like, why do you want him to be alone with you even more? With who exactly?
自分っす。
Kika shot me a thumbs up. Okay, maybe I'll go buy a crepe or something.
ひどいっす。自分みたいなチンチクリンに興味はないってことっすか？
No, I do have an interest.
あるんすね。
I'm not just going to go with the flow and have sex with someone I'm not dating. That doesn't fit the sort of youth I'd had in mind as a student, does it?
まあ、確かにそうっすけど。
Kika looked rather salty when she sat down next to me. I've been thinking about this for a while now. Considering how much you tell me to enjoy my youth and get a girlfriend, you shouldn't follow your own advice. It seems kind of strange, or maybe unnatural. Kika narrowed her eyes at me. She looked surprisingly serious.
先輩のくせに鋭いっすね。勘のいいガキは嫌いっすよ。
Yeah, but isn't that you?
一度言ってみたかったんす。
I didn't mean to skip. Why does your face look like you're in a horror movie? Just answer me.
まあそれは置いといて。単に自分が恋愛するに値しない人間だからっすよ。
Why do you think that?
青春カウントがバグってるからっす。
Huh? Bugged out? What was she talking about?
まあ、あまり細かいことは気にしないでほしいっす。
Don't worry. There's no way I could now yeah, there was no way I could now that I heard that.
なんか不満そうな顔してるっすね。
Obviously. You like to stick your nose into my business, but you push me away when I try to do the same with you. Isn't that a little one-sided?
はあ、確かにそうっすね。すみません。でも、これだけは信じてほしいっす。自分、先輩には幸せになってほしいんすよ。せっかく生きてるんだから、もっと青春してほしい。じゃないと、自分のいる意味がなくなっちゃう気がするんで。
She'd lose all meaning if I didn't find happiness.
と先輩、そろそろ集合時間っすよ。
The fireworks were set to launch at 8 o'clock, so we had agreed to meet up at the viewing platform. I had a lot of questions, but the fireworks weren't going to wait if I argued with her about this. Oh well, let's go.
先輩、腕組んでいいっすか？いいっすよね。
Kika didn't wait for my answer and curled her arms around mine. You sure do like to be spoiled.
そうかもしれないっす。小さい頃は弟や妹とこんな風によくじゃれて遊んでたんすよ。まあ弟は嫌がってましたけどね。
I see. If one day I were to lose my parents, sister, and everyone else out of nowhere, and we were left all alone in the world, could I behave the same way Kika did? Probably not. No, definitely not. You're strong, Kika.
強くなんかないっすよ。
I mean, she's right about that.
自分は適当でただ不器用なだけっす。
Kika refused to answer my questions. There was one thing I did know, though. Kika wasn't a bad person at heart.
この道を誰かと登るのは久しぶりね。
We eventually met up with the others and made our way up to the platform as a group. Not since elementary school, I think.
そうね。あれからほとんど会ってなかったし。
幼馴染なのに連絡は取らなかったんですか？
私は私でいろいろあったからね。ユウはお祭り毎年来てたんでしょ？
Well, I wouldn't say I'd never missed it, though.
中学の頃は俺とかりっちゃんと一緒に来てたぜ。
Yeah, I did.
みんな年取ったわね。
響、その言い方年寄り臭いわよ。
そうね。うかうかしてるとあっという間におばあちゃんになっちゃう。だからこそ青春よ。でしょ、鹿島さん。はい、
そうですね。
While everyone was walking and chatting away, we made it to the viewing platform.
おお、人が多いな。
あれ？しおりちゃんがいない。ここにいますが。
Make sure not to get separated, everyone. There was a large crowd gathered together on the viewing platform to watch the fireworks.
いいわね、この雰囲気。今日ここで告白して結ばれるカップルがきっと大勢いるのよ。そういうの想像するとドキドキしない？
わかるっす。あの二人これからホテル行くのかなとか考えると興奮するっすね。
Well, if they're like Hibiki, they're gonna forget about going to a hotel and just doing it right here.
そうそう。もしくはうまくいかないで振られちゃったりとか。
自分の好きな子が誰かと手つないでてハートブレイクとか。
男女混合グループの微妙な空気の読み合いとか。
高まるっすね。やめなさい二人とも。そういう話は大声でしない。
The couples around Hibiki and Kika were getting restless about their commentary.
青春部にはここで一発大きな花火を打ち上げようって勇者はいないわけ？
What do you mean by that?
鹿島さん、やってみない？
私ですか？私はお相手がいませんし。
しおりは？
鹿島先輩と同じく。
なぎはまあ頑張って。
花から期待されていない？
じゃあリツは？
無理かな。
神楽坂も聞くだけ無駄か。
扱いが雑。
やっぱり一番の有望株はユウ先輩じゃないですか？
I mean, I was about to say, if all of them were answering truthfully, they would have all said you. That includes Shinji.
そうなるわね。ってことでユウ、まずはあんたが先陣を切りなさい。
Don't ask for the impossible.
実際のところ、意中の女子はいないのですか？
No.
あ、ちょっと間があったわね。実は気になってる女の子がいるんでしょう。
Like I said, I don't. And by the way, it isn't you. So.
嘘ね。恥ずかしがってないで吐きなさいよ。
Hibiki circled around behind me and put me in a full Nelson. Stop it. Come on.
何？やっちゃいなさい。
どれくらいの強さでやればいいの？
50% ぐらいかな。
それだと食べたもの出てきちゃうけど。
Kaido popped her hand into my stomach.
怖っ !50% でそれかよ。
I don't like where this is going.
100% だとどうなってしまうんでしょうか。
Stop it! I don't want to throw up!
だったら早くゲロしちゃいなさい。
But you need to spill your guts metaphorically before Nagiko forces you to spill your guts physically. Ritsu, help me!
私もお兄ちゃんの気になる人聞きたいしな。
You're so heartless. Cracks had formed in our sibling solidarity.
先輩、ここはもう素直に気になる女子を言っちゃった方がいいんじゃないすか？
She was acting like this didn't involve her whatsoever. Okay, fine. If you're being that butch about it, then I'll tell you.
おー！
The girl I'm most interested in right now is... Surely the fireworks will mask the confession. I mean, technically it's not a confession, but yeah, Hijiri Kika, it's you. But why do you say it like that? Unfortunately, I guess not.
何言ってるんすか先輩。そういうジョークはやめてくださいよ。
This is no joke. I'm serious.
まさかそう来るとは予想外っす。
I don't know. I mean, I guess she's kind of dense like that. But like, I don't know how she never saw this coming, considering the fact that she hasn't stopped hanging out with him this entire fucking round.
え？そうなの？予想の範囲内じゃない？
うんうん。
いや、ありえないっす。自分先輩のことずっといじり倒してたんすよ。言うってほら、そういうの嬉しい人間だから。
No, I really don't. I mean, it's not like you're turning her away when she does it, so, yes, you really do.
ほら、こういう態度っすよ。
でもキッカちゃん、お兄ちゃんとずっと一緒にいたしね。
ひじりって可愛いし、こんな子に懐かれたら普通は気になるものでしょう。嘘っす。そんなことって。
Why did you think I hated you or something? Why, did you think I hated you or something? You or something?
そりゃそうっすよ。うざいとか帰れとか散々言ってたじゃないっすか。
I may have at the start, but I stopped saying that recently. And also, even if he did say it, you never left him alone, so it was pointless anyway. Especially when I realized, yeah, maybe this isn't so bad.
そんなの初耳っす。
That was the first time I said it.
まさか先輩がこんなサプライズ仕掛けてくるなんて。
Well, he was kind of forced to, so, you know, Kika twiddled her thumbs while fidgeting in place.
よーし、じゃあみんな移動するわよ。そうしましょう。
The others walked away.
もうお花火始まってるっすよ。どこに行くんすか？
What do you mean starting? I thought they already started. That's why we had the sound effects.
キッカちゃんはついてきちゃダメだよ。
なんすか？新手のいじめっすか？
なーに言ってるの。あとは二人で楽しんで。
ちょっといいっすから、そういう気の利かせ方いらないっすから。ゆう、ひじりさんのこと任せたわよ。
With that said, the members of the youth collective left us behind and vanished into the crowd.
もうなんすかこれ。先輩のせいっすよ。
You egged me on a hell of a lot yourself.
それはそうなんすけど、まさかこんな展開になるなんて思ってないっすよ。
Like the saying goes, karma's a bitch.
先輩に にしてやられるなんて一生ものの屈辱っす。はあ、これじゃ青春カウントが溜まっちゃうっすよ。
Isn't that great for you?
よくないっす。いや、ダメってわけじゃないっすけど、先輩はいいんすか？自分みたいな女子で。
There's no point phrasing it like that. I looked at Kika as she illuminated in the vibrant lights of the fireworks. You asked me which girl I'm interested in, and I gave you my honest answer.
はあ、そうっすか。先輩って思ってたより肝が据わってますね。
Well, like I said, he was kind of forced to do it.
普通意中の女子の目の前でそれ言います？
Kika's question made me smirk.
何笑ってんすか？
You asked, you always seemed so brave when you're the one pursuing me. Getting pushed into a corner turns you into a total weakling, huh? If I had to compare it to something, it was like she was a soldier that was highly offensive with a bottom tier defense stat.
ああ、もうそうっすよ。自分は責められるの慣れてないんす。だからもうやめてくださいよ。
Wow, that's good to know. I'd better keep on the offensive then. On the way back from the summer festival, I escorted Kika as far as the station. Kika, today was tons of fun. What's that face for?
今までマウントしてた先輩にマウントされて、なんかムカつくって顔っすよ。
I see. I'm absolutely delighted.
むっかー、先輩のバカ、金の亡者。先輩なんか嫌いっす。
Ah, I think that does hurt a little.
なんすか、ひょっとして私に惚れちゃったんすか？
Yeah, maybe I have.
すっげーやりにくいっすね。
Alright. I can definitively say that Kika is closer to Nagatoro. Yeah, you thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? But no. See, here's the thing, right? She brings up reading Takagi and Nagatoro, but Kika's personality in her type of teasing is closer to Takagi, but the way she responds to getting teased back is closer to Nagatoro, right? And you know, because with Takagi, she kind of has a defense for when the main character goes along with the teasing, right? Instead of acting all flustered and stuff. Whereas Nagatoro completely... She has 0 defense stats. Alright? So... I mean, I do like Nagatoro over Takagi. So, you know, I guess that helps explain a bit more as to why I like Kika so much more than Hibiki. Yeah, she was really cute now that I knew how to deal with her.
だいたいどうして自分についてきたんすか？別に送ってくれなくていいからって言いましたよね。
It's fine, isn't it? I wanted to walk you back. Like I said, I like you, and I wouldn't mind walking you home.
もうやめてくださいよ。
Also, to be serious for a second, where do you live?
先輩に教えるわけないじゃないすか。
That's a shame.
いいから早く行ってください。しっし。
Getting told to shoo makes me not want to go at all.
おまわりさん、ここにストーカーがいるっすよ。
Knock it off, stupid. They're not gonna know it's a joke.
嫌なら早く消えてください。
You seriously don't want to tell me, huh? I let out a deliberate sigh.
そんなに落ち込まないでくださいよ。
別に先輩を信用してないってわけじゃないんすよ。ただ、知ってもいいことないんで。
What is that supposed to mean? Don't tell me I was right. don't tell me I was right in that she's homeless. That was a joke I made at in the first episode, all right?
そこなんすよ。自分が住んでるとこ。
Kika pointed over at a large building. It was the sort of mixed tenant building you've found all the time by by stations with restaurants, izakayas, karaoke, and otherwise inside. And otherwise? Okay. Is that the sort of place people live?
地下に寝カフェがあるんす。そこで寝泊まりしてるんすよ。
Wait a second. What did she mean? She was staying the night at a net cafe. What about your home?
ないっす。両親が死んでから家にはいられなくなって、今は寝なし草っす。まあお金はあるんで、生活には困ってないっすけどね。
Her reality was so much more grave than I would have imagined, and I was rendered speechless.
まあそういうことなんで、送り狼は勘弁してほしいっす。一人部屋は狭いっすからね。
I wasn't sure what to say, but Kika smiled wryly at me all the same.
だから言ったじゃないっすか。知ってもいいことないって。別に自分は気にしてないんで、先輩が気に病むことはないっすよ。
Did she mean that? She had lost her family and her child at home. For that not to bother her, I couldn't do it. Are you actually happy living like that?
満足はしてないっすけど、まあ仕方ないっすよ。そういう星の元に生まれたんだと思って諦めるしかないでしょ。じゃ、そういうことなんで。先輩、今日は夏祭り楽しかったっす。近いうちに次の青春イベント考えるっすよ。
Yeah. Kika ran off toward the building she pointed out with her usual smile.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
A few days passed since the summer festival.
チーフ、お会計お願いします。チーフ、聞こえてますか？
Oh, sorry. I quickly turned to the register. A slip received. I flashed my best customer smile while operating the register, but my heart just wasn't in it today. Thank you very much. Not good. I was spacing out at work. I finished processing the bill and went to help clean up the table.
当のチーフ、大丈夫ですか？今日はシフト入ってからずっと上の空ですよね。
Sorry for the trouble. I'll focus. As for why I'd been spacing out, that was, of course, due to Kiko. She was living in a net cafe after losing both her family and her home. Up until now, I had resented my own personal circumstances. I wondered why only I had gone through so much hardship. But Kika had been placed in significantly crueler circumstances. And yet, Kika, she says she wants to enjoy my youth. She wants me to enjoy my youth. Don't be stupid. You've had it so much harder than I ever had. It frustrated me. I was angry at myself for being so thoughtless. If I had learned this sooner, I definitely would have said different things to her.
当のチーフ、顔、怖いですよ。
Sorry. I didn't realize I was making a face until they pointed it out. I'm not cut out to be chief acting this way.
誰だってそういう時はありますよ。今日はもうお客様のピーク過ぎましたし、あとは私だけで大丈夫です。休憩入って、なんだったらそのまま上がっちゃってください。
Sorry. I'll do that. I was only going to cause problems if I stuck around. I decided to take her up on her offer and left work early. I left the restaurant and went as far as the station. I wonder what Kik is doing. I wanted to see her. I wanted to see her face. I wanted to talk to her. Otherwise, this ache in my chest would drive me crazy. You didn't hear that. Was there anything I could do for her? I wanted to help her however I could. I wanted to see Kika's real smile. Is this love? It was incredibly embarrassing to say that out loud. Was this any time to be talking about love? If I wanted to do something to help her, then I needed to act now. I braced myself and took out my phone. Can you come out and see me? There. I opened up Lynn and asked Kika to meet up.
お待たせしましたっす。
It's fine. I just got here.
本当っすか？実は会いたくてしょうがなくってずっとここで待ってたりとか？
あ。
何顔赤くしてるんすか？もう、先輩最近おかしいっすよ。
I can't help it. That's because of you.
自分が何したって言うんすか？
It's your fault for being cute.
なんすかもう。そういうこと言うの反則っすよ。
She playfully smacked me.
とにかく、自分に何か用があるんすよね。
No, I don't really.
はあ？じゃあなんで自分を呼び出したんすか？
Because I wanted to see your face. Should I not have?
ダメじゃないっす。
Well then, would you wander around with me for a little bit?
いいっす。次の青春イベント、そろそろ決めないといけないっすね。
Yeah, we do.
先輩、なんか案出ししてくださいよ。
I know. How about we all go camping?
いいっすけど、準備が大変っすよ。先輩一人で用意できます？
On my own. What about you?
自分は先輩が用意してるとこを傍観する作業があるんで。
You're going to help too?
もち手伝うっすよ。撮影係として頑張るっす。
I'm gonna leave a ton of downbeat comments on your Insta.
あ、そういう嫌がらせ良くないっすよ。
She seemed like her usual normal self. It didn't sound like she was worried about what she'd told me before.
キャンプはやめときましょう。青春部は女子が多いんで、泊まりがけは参加できる人も限られてくると思うっす。
Oh yeah, you could be right about that.
その日のうちに解散できるイベントがいいっすね。
Would a day trip be possible?
ああ、旅行いいっすね。そういえばこの辺にあったっす。
Kika rushed over to the travel agency storefront and looked over their pamphlets.
おお、早くも秋の旅行特集になってるっすね。
Any reservations being made now would wind up in autumn, huh? Kika was picking up the overseas pamphlets.
いいなぁ、行ってみたいっすね。
What sort of places do you want to visit?
やっぱ一番はフォトジェニックなとこっす。
Take photos, huh?
要はインスタ映えするとこっすよ。ウユニ塩湖にマチュピチュ、ピラミッドとかビッグベン。あ、アンコールワットも行ってみたいっすね。あとお城とか中世の街並みも外せないっす。一生に一度でいいんで、ノイバンシュタインとかカルカスソンヌ、ドブロブニクに行ってみたいっす
You have a lot of places you want to go.
ね。そりゃそうっすよ。ビシバシ写真撮ってインスタにアップしたいっすね。
I can't tell just from the names of these places, but they sound like the sort of places girls would like.
先輩、その認識はちょっと古いっすね。一口にインスタ映えって言っても、パステルでガーリー、ピンクでファンシーなフォトはもう違うんすよ。
Really? What's it like now?
今の流行りは、チルい。これっす。
Chill?
はあ、まあそりゃ先輩が知ってるわけないっすよね。これからはナチュラルでリラックス、ゆる系とかダル系の時代なんすよ。
I 10 billion% would 10 billion% have no idea what you're talking about.
先輩はもうちょっと勉強した方がいいっすね。インスタとか始めてみたらどうすか？
Sure, good idea.
なんすか？今日はやけに首相っすね。
I wanted to know more about you was all. And now that I'd learned how much Kika was carrying on her shoulders, something had changed inside of me. Up until recently, it had taken everything I had to grit my teeth and face reality. But Kika had overcome her ordeals and worried about others more than herself. I thought of Kika as my junior, but she had been running circles around me. I genuinely thought she was what made Kika incredible.
先輩。まあ、勉強するならいろいろおすすめあるんで、今度持ってくるっす。
Sure, please do. Things felt kind of awkward.
先輩、ちょっと行きたいところあるんすけど。
I'll follow you wherever.
いいっす。じゃあ行きましょう。
Kika brought me to the shore, coast, different things.
先輩、ここ来たことあるっすか？
Yeah, it's a pretty well-known spot. There was a torii gate standing out in the water.
あの鳥居、由来は知ってるっすか？
No, I don't. When and for what reason had that been built?
昔、あそこに神社があったんすよ。ところが地震のせいで、岩場ごと神社は沈んじゃったんす。今はあの鳥居だけ残ってる状態っすね。
Wow, you know your history.
父親がそういうの好きで、よく聞かせてくれたんすよ。興味があるならお話ししますけど。
By all means, please do. I was interested in what she had to tell me too. But I also wanted to hear more of Kika's voice.
その昔、この風見の海には龍神様が住んでいたそうっす。龍神様は大変な暴れ者で、嵐を起こしては船を沈めるんで、里の人たちはみんな困ってたそうっす。そんな時、霊剣新たかな力を宿した一人の巫女がやってきて、こう言ったそうっす。龍神様にどうか静まっていただけるよう、私がお願いをしてみましょう。と、巫女は、ここから海に身を投げたそうっすよ。
Does that mean... did they save the Shrine Maiden?
自ら進んで瞳悟空になったってことっすからね。助かったら、生贄の意味ないっす。
I see.
巫女が身を投げてから、嵐は収まり、海は嘘みたいに穏やかになったそうっすよ。そうして、浜にはたくさんの輝く石が打ち上げられて、浜を覆い尽くしたとのことっす。輝く石は、巫女が流した涙とか、龍神様の感謝の印とか、いろいろと言われてますね。それを見た里の人たちは、巫女と龍神様を祀るための神社を浜の近くの岩場に建てた。あの鳥居は、その神社の名残っす。
That's quite a story. Come to think of it, I'd heard a similar story a long time ago.
ちなみに、今の話で出てきた輝く石なんすけど、今は別の名前で呼ばれてるっす。玉石って言うんすけどね。
That's... So hey, there's a torii gate and the water.
ああ、海のど真ん中に浮いてる風見湾の鳥居のことね。
Mm-hmm. That one.
あそこはね、もともとは海じゃなくて岩場だったの。そこにこの玉浦神社が建ってた。でも、地震があって岩場ごと神社は沈んじゃって、鳥居だけが残されたんだって。
Is it true that there are a lot of stones that shine like gems inside the shrine?
この神社も正殿の周りに石が敷き詰めてあるでしょ？
Yeah, I know.
あれと同じくらい輝く石、玉石が敷き詰めてあったって話だよ。
I remember that clearly. I heard the exact same legend you just told me back when I was in elementary school. From someone I called Miss Shrine Maiden, though. I told that Shrine Maiden's story to heart. Took that Shrine Maiden's story to heart and tried to swim out to the Utori Gate to get one of those gemstones. But the tide came in and I nearly drowned. Stupid, right? If I'd thought about it even a little, I probably would have realized it was impossible. If I hadn't been miraculously saved, my life would have ended there. I never would have become a student, nor would I have met Shinji, Kashima, or even Kika.
恨んでないんすか？
A grudge against who?
玉石の話をしてくれた。その、巫女さんって人っすよ。そんな話を聞かされたせいで、先輩は玉石を取りに行こうとしたわけじゃないっすか。もし、玉石の伝説なんてただの噂話で嘘っぱちだって聞いたら、先輩は海に入ったりしなかったでしょ？
Well, yeah, I'm sure I wouldn't have. But it wouldn't be right to blame the Shrine Maiden for something I did. I nearly died because I was an idiot who didn't consider the consequences. The maiden didn't do anything wrong.
そうっすか。
But you know, that Shrine Maiden was a real wonder. I get the feeling that I played with her all the time, but I can't remember anything past what I called her. I don't remember what sort of person she was, or even what she looked like. I'm sure I'd know her if I saw her again, though.
会ってみたいんすか？
Yeah, I'd like to. She was a precious childhood friend, just like Hibiki. I hope she's doing well. This probably sounds like a pretty boring story since you didn't know her.
そんなことないっすよ。先輩の人となりが分かってよかったっす。
What makes me who I am? Huh? I'd love to know more about. I'd love to know more about what's made you who you are too. But you won't really open up to me.
自分、ミステリアスな女っすから。
That's fine and all too, really. I don't have any right to force you to tell me anything you don't want to. It makes me feel kind of lame though.
不甲斐ない？
It feels like you don't trust me when you won't open up to me.
それは違うっすよ。先輩は親を亡くして、いろいろと苦労しながら学園に通ってます。お金を稼ぐために我慢して、お金を稼いで、先輩が文句も言わずに頑張ってきたこと。自分は知ってるっす。そんな先輩が、ようやく楽しい学園生活が送れるようになった。これからは思う存分、青春してほしい。自分みたいな不良物件のことは気にしないで、人生を楽しんでほしい。ただそれだけなんすよ。
Sorry, but I can't do that.
どうしてっすか？
In spite of her protests, I turned my attention to Kika and said, "Because I'm interested in you, Kika. I can't enjoy my youth without you being a part of it."
そんな、どうしてそんなことになってるんすか？
Beats me. I'm not fully sure myself. There's nothing I can do about that, though. There's not much else to do but to think of it as that's the sort of planet I was born on, and accept it, is there?
何人真似してるんすか？趣味悪いっすね。
Is there anything I can do to help, Kika? You lost your whole family and were driven out of your home. There's no way that doesn't affect you whatsoever.
そりゃ、思うことはあるっすよ。どうしてこんなにままならないんだろうとか、普通の人生が送りたかったなとか。でも、思ったところでしょうがないじゃないっすか。すべては過ぎた話。終わった話っす。
It's not over. Nothing is over yet. Far from it. Things haven't even gotten started for you yet.
先輩。
I haven't said anything because I thought it would be bad to arbitrarily assume, but you're actually lonely, aren't you? Haven't you been alone for so long that you've forgotten how to open up and talk to people about how you feel? You tell people enjoy your youth, but what about you? I feel bad when I see you belittle yourself like that. Forget about me and enjoy your own life. You said some horrible things sometimes. Say some horrible things sometimes. Do I look like the kind of person who can enjoy his own youth while ignoring someone else? Sorry, but I could never be such a heartless person. I spilled my guts out to her right then and there.
なんすかそれ。先輩って、そんな熱い男だったんすか？
Didn't you want me to experience my youth? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'll have as much fun as possible with you, Kicker. That's my youth. If you ignore your feelings, then I'll never be able to enjoy my youth. You didn't hear that. Kicker smiled as tears welled up in the corners of her eyes at my declaration.
いいですね。そんなの、あんまりじゃないっすか。先輩の青春に巻き込まないでくださいよ。
It's too late for that. You're already a part of it. So, Kicker, what will you do? She thought it over for a minute, and then she lifted her face.
わかりました。降参っすよ、先輩。覚悟を決めたっす。自分も、先輩と一緒に、青春するっす。
Good. This is where it all begins for both of us.
二人で一緒に、青春カウント、貯めるっすよ。
You know it. Kick and I shared hearty laughs. There on the uninhabited beach. So then, Kicker, time for the first step.
はい。
Go back to the net cafe right now and pack your things.
え？
I'm back.
おかえりーって、あれ、キコちゃん？
Yeah, she'll be living with us from now on. Okay, now that we've shifted the scenes, I have to say. So for the briefest amount of time, when Kicker was talking about the Shrine Maiden, I'm like, is she the Shrine Maiden? Right? But like, how does that make any sense? Because she's not only not as old as the Shrine Maiden definitely was, but she is younger than him by a year. Right? But then it doesn't make sense as to why she's so invested in knowing about how Yu feels about the Shrine Maiden, right? I mean, unless it's like Kicker's mom was the Shrine Maiden and like something like that. But then that also wouldn't explain. It's very confusing. She's very invested in why you know in how you feels about the Shrine Maiden. So it could be her mum. And then the whole reason why you've never seen her before, ever seen her since, is because of the car crash thing. But then why would Kicker be why would Kicker say you want to see her again, right? It kind of doesn't make sense if Kicker's mom was the Shrine Maiden who died. Like you're kind of setting up false promises there. I don't know. Very confusing. Very invested though. I've finally gotten a scene that explains to me why you had to do at least one of the characters' routes before doing Kickers, right? Because that was a flashback from Hibiki's route, right? The whole reason he went out to the Torii Gate to get a gemstone was for Hibiki, right? And that's what the whole flashback was about. That wasn't part of the flashback this time around, but, you know, you wouldn't have been able to see that part of the flashback in the common route. I mean, did he have flashbacks about the Shrine Maiden in the common route? I don't remember. It's been that long. But guaranteed that flashback specifically was from Hibiki's route.
どうもっす。なんだか随分と大荷物だけど、何が始まるの？
Ritsu noticed the huge overnight bag Kika was carrying. Yeah, we have something important to talk about. Are you busy, Ritsu?
大丈夫だけど。
Okay then. Have a seat for me. Ritsu, Kika, and I sat around the table together.
キカちゃん、これ、何が始まるの？
ああ、詳しくは先輩が説明するはずっす。
Okay. The Tono household family meeting will now begin. I'm sorry to spring this up on you, Ritsu. Up on you. Spring this on you, Ritsu. Do you love the Tono family?
どうだろう。トノ家っていうのは、私とお兄ちゃんのことだよね。
Of course I do.
それならまあ、好きかな。
Yeah, we don't include dead dad or deadbeat mother. And you wouldn't want to throw our tranquil household into chaos, right?
平穏っていうほど平穏じゃなかったような。ただ、もっと良くしていきたいって思うよ。
I see. I understand perfectly.
何が？
In that case, hear me out, Ritsu.
はあ。
As of today, the Tono household has gained a new family member. Gained a family member.
何それ？どういうことなの？
We are welcoming Kika here as a member of our Tono household.
なんなのこれ、キカちゃん。あ、わかった。お兄ちゃんと結婚するってこと？
いや、それはないっす。
Not yet. I mean, no. That's not what this is about. You're kind of bad at explaining things. Don't say that. It'll make me sad.
それじゃどういう？
Let me explain. Again, for the third time. I elaborated on the sequence of events that led to this moment.
なるほどね。そうだったんだ。まさかキッカちゃんがネットカフェで暮らしてたなんて思いもしなかった。
言うほどのことじゃないっすからね。
So basically, we got talking and I told her to come live with us, as long as you didn't mind. As luck would have it, we have a spare room.
いや、それ違いません？良ければどうぞなんて感じじゃなくて、もっと強引でしたよね。ネカフェ代がもったいないし、とにかく荷物をまとめて家に来い！くらいの勢いだったじゃないっすか。
Was I actually?
お兄ちゃん、もっと人の意見を尊重しようよ。
Yeah, but she's homeless, so I think a home would be better than nothing. Kika said she was fine with her living situation, but if I respected Kika's opinion, then that would it mean neglecting her and ignoring her situation? What? I don't think that's right, do you?
それは良くないね。
I know it looks like I'm sticking my nose in her business, but I can't just I can't just sit back and ignore her, especially when I know that I can help her. So that's what I have to do.
そうだね。お兄ちゃんが正しいと思う。
Ritsu agreed with my sentiments. Impressive little sister.
いいんすか？自分がお世話になっても。
私は全然構わないよ。逆に、キッカちゃんはどう思ってるの？
自分は、誰かの家に迎えてもらう、なんて、そんな資格が自分にあるとは思えないっす。
She hung her head and fell silent. And fell silence. Fell silent for some time.
でも、先輩が自分を放置したまま青春なんてできないって言うんすよ。だったら仕方ないじゃないすか。それは私も同じだよ、キッカちゃん。同じ部活の子が、キッカちゃんが苦しんでるのに、自分だけ楽しく過ごすなんて、そんなの無理だよ。
You're not allowed to have a worse situation. Your situation's not allowed to be worse than ours, alright? At least be on the same level as you and Ritsu.
りっちゃん。だからね、あとはキッカちゃんがどうしたいかだけ。本当のことを教えて、キッカちゃん。欲しいっす。欲しい？ずっと、家族が欲しかったっす。家に帰ったら何気なくただいまって言ってくれる人が欲しかった。両親も弟も妹も死んじゃって、もう二度と永遠に手に入らない。そう思って諦めて。でも、誰もいないと寂しいっす。このままあったかい気持ちに触れられずに終わるのはやっぱり耐えられないっす。
Tears welled up in Kika's eyes. Kika, listen to me. Starting today, this is your home. Think of this as your home, and use it as you see fit. You're our family now. I'd assume you're okay with that.
ういっす。ありがとうございます。ゆう先輩。それにりっちゃんも。これからよろしくね。はい。よろしくお願いするっす。
With that, the Tono household gained another family member.
上がりました。
We took a breather after getting Ritsu's approval, and Kika went to take a bath. Oh, wait, why are you dressed like that?
これ自分の寝巻きなんすけど、ダメっすか？
No, this is your home, so of course I don't mind. Yes, those were pajamas. It was completely normal for a family member to lounge around the house in their pajamas. These just had a different sort of sex appeal than usual.
先輩、目がエロいっす。
What are you talking about? I would never look at a family member in an erotic way, except if you look at Ritsu's route, and I would that wasn't canon.
はぁ、家族っすか。
You doubt me?
いえ、別にそういうわけじゃないんすけど、その家族って設定、あんま厳密に適用しなくていいっすよ。
But don't you want a family? Be part of our family then.
その気持ちは嬉しいんすけど。
Yeah, but I don't think you understand what she's trying to say. She doesn't want to just be family. She wants to be more with you.
家族だからってなんというか、先輩から女子として見てもらえなくなるのは、なんかこう、寂しいんで。自分も先輩をただの兄貴として見るのは無理っすから。
Kika shyly toyed with her bangs as she spoke. What does that mean?
ダメっす。今のは深く考えなくていいっす。とにかく、今まで通りでいいってことっすよ。先輩もそれで納得してほしいっす。
Sure, if that's what you want, then that's what I'll do. You don't need to be so modest, though.
あざっす。まあ、元から先輩には遠慮していないんで、その辺は心配しなくていいっすよ。
Really? Glad to hear. It would make me really happy if she felt comfortable enough to let her hair down, so to speak, when she was home.
で、これからどうするんすか？
What do you mean?
自分も覚悟決めて先輩の家で暮らすことになって、先輩の懸念はなくなったわけじゃないっすか。 これで思う存分青春できるわけっすよね。どうやって青春を謳歌するつもりなんすか？
I haven't given it much thought. None, in fact.
はーい。それじゃ自分がここに来た意味ないじゃないっすか。
No, that's where you're wrong. You're a little happier now, and I don't feel nearly as concerned about your living situation. There's plenty of meaning behind what we've just done.
そうかもしれないっすけど。
It sounded like Kika wanted me to enjoy my youth by any means necessary. Well, we are going to have more time together from now on. Let's brainstorm some ideas together, Kika.
もう、先輩はのんきっすね。でも確かに、そんなに慌てなくていいのかも。
There you go. There you go. We still have over half of summer break left. And if this year doesn't work out, then next year is fine too.
そうっすね。
Kika flashed me a wary smile.
ちなみに一つ、お願いがあるんすけど。
Sure. Ask me anything.
今日は、先輩の部屋で寝ていいっすか？
No, that's not happening.
何でも言ってくれって言ったじゃないっすか。
That was one thing, and this is another. Just because he said you could ask him anything doesn't mean he'll do anything, alright?
大丈夫。家族なら一緒の部屋で寝ても不自然じゃないっす。
Or I guess in this instance, let you do anything. Ritsu and I sleep in separate rooms.
まあまあ、今日くらいはいいじゃないっすか。寂しいんすよ。
Okay, well, you said just one night. Unfortunately, you already did that, so, like, it doesn't count anymore. You've already used up your one night. When you put it that way, it's tough to say no.
キッカちゃん。あ、りっちゃん。キッカちゃんのお部屋はもう用意してあるから。そこで寝ようね。いや、私だってお兄ちゃんとは一緒に寝てないんだから、わがまま言っちゃダメ。わかってくれるよね。了解っす。
No, I don't think... Listen, Kika. All you have to say is Ritsu should join you and you in the same bed. So there's 3 people. Alright? The only reason Ritsu was telling you to sleep in your own room is because she would get jealous.
それじゃ、おやすみ、キッカちゃん。
And the way to avoid Ritsu being jealous is to have 3 people sleeping in the same bed. So, you know, it's already inconvenient enough to have 2 people in a single bed. So how about 3? But it's fine because Ritsu and Kika are small enough.
りっちゃん、意外とつわものっすね。
Yeah, she sure is. Don't fight it and just go along with whatever she says.
ウィス、肝に銘じるっす。
But here's the thing, right? The first time around, Kika went to all the way to the net cafe, changed into a negligee, I guess maybe she didn't dress up in her negligee there. She came over with the negligee, broke into the house, went into your room, got dressed, and then slept with you in the bed. So, all I'm saying is, what's stopping her from doing it again? And this time, it's much easier because she doesn't have to break into the house. Kika had been made to realize the hierarchy of this household on the very first day she'd moved in.